Guys, today we're waxing traps. So you can see, got these here. Got a Duke 550, a Duke 650, and then I got an MB 550, and then one of the kind of newer Duke 450 full jaw traps, and I rusted them. They might be a little rusty, as you can tell. They're pretty as you can tell, they're pretty rusty. And so what we're going to be doing today is, or how we're going to do this, is I put in like a fifth of this block, maybe at the most. I just cut like, it's about that long, and about that wide. So like a small handful. And so I just put it in here in my water. It's not even like boiling, it's just hot. And you want to like make a film. You want to make a film with the wax. Anyway, you just want to like melt the wax down, and it'll make like a film over the water. And then what you do is you take your trap by your chain, so like this, by the end. Then you just like dip the trap. This is a pretty big pot for something like this, so you can dip it like up to here. You just dip it in there. Counts to probably 30, 45 seconds or so. A good little bit. Maybe a minute at the most if you want to. That's probably a little too far or a little too long. And you just dip it in there. Then you just count it, because you kind of gotta preheat these things, because these were outside. It's been like -5 the last few days, and then like now today it kind of warmed up, so the high was about 23 and the low was 8. So I brought these inside about like 2 hours ago to kind of warm them up so they're not super cold, because if your traps are super cold and you dunk them in there, it'll just like suck all the wax out. And since we're trying to do it like a cheap version of this, we're not using that much wax, because you really don't need to. You just need to use like, a small bit, because you just want to coat your trap in wax. You don't want a thick coating. You just want like a nice just coating overall. So I'm just waiting for the wax to melt. It'll probably take like, dang, there's some wax. It'll probably take 3 or 4 minutes, maybe more. And then once we do that, then I can show you how to do this. And this is, this entire block of wax, this is a pound, by the way. I just use odorless trap wax. I just got it at Cabela's. It was like $6, $7 maybe at the most. Or it was $6.99, so $7. And so yeah, this is pretty cheap, and this is all you have to do to wax your traps. Is you just take a small handful of wax, put it in a pot. You can use a bigger pot, especially if you're doing more traps. I'm just doing 3, because I'm just replacing some traps that broke. And I've never had a Duke 450 full jaw or Duke 650, and my MB 650 broke, so I'm just replacing it to try out the new Duke stuff. And so this wax is melting pretty good, so I'll just show you here in a second how to do this. And by the way, if you want to know how to rust these traps, like the easiest way, in my opinion, is you just take a 5-gallon bucket like this, and you just fill it like halfway up with water, or enough water to cover the traps at least. And then you just like, while you're pouring the water in, it'll help mix it up. You just put Dawn's dish soap in there, and stir it up a little bit to get the dish soap activated, and just leave it in there for like all night, and probably like, I do about a day. That works best. And they already start to rust while they're in the bucket, which is fine. That's actually what you want. So it'll take the trap dye and the wax better. So yeah, and then you can. I sprayed a little bit of vinegar on mine too, just to give it that extra rust. And they might have gotten a little too rusted, but they're fine. Well, the spoon's coated in wax, so I guess that's a good sign. I'll just leave that out of there, it's fine. And yeah, it's pretty simple, pretty cheap, pretty easy. I mean, efficient. And if you wanted to, I mean, I didn't, but if you wanted to, you can get those traps within like out in a day. If you started like last night, say, and then you're doing this now, you can get them out by tomorrow morning whenever you wake up. So, and get out there. So pretty easy. And these are some nice high quality traps too, so I'm excited to test these out. So and when you pull these traps out, the wax is going to drip off them like water, and it's like clear. Just a second. They're almost done. And after I wax them, I don't want to obviously get more scent on them, so I'm just going to put them in this bucket. I washed it out earlier with a bunch of water, and then I put like snow in there, and it's been outside for a while, so there shouldn't be any really unnatural scent. And the coyote's gonna know that you're there anyway. I mean, the coyote's gonna know that you're there. So scent's not the biggest thing. I mean, obviously you don't want to like spit on the traps or like, you know, like, I don't know, something weird, but hopefully after I learn some more things about trapping from YouTube mainly, I can eliminate and hunt down and wipe out every single last one. So pretty good. Making America back to what it should have been, because these coyotes are almost kind of invasive. I mean, where I live, they would have been just about there anyway, naturally. But when the European settlers arrived, they killed all the competition, and the coyotes too, but they didn't kill enough. Like, they didn't target them like they did gray wolves or red wolves and stuff. So coyotes have expanded. They used to live, the farthest east they got was probably like here, which is like in the Midwest, near Missouri. So, yeah. But now they're in like New York and Toronto and way far east and stuff. So they're kind of a nuisance depending on who you ask. But that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to do population control, because there's a lot of them and they kill a lot of fawns and just, they're not good. Okay, so I'm gonna start dipping these traps, and I'm gonna put this, you can lift this bucket up. I'm just gonna put that in there. You just want a nice coating of wax on your trap. And then I'll do this other one. I'm gonna wash this trap off actually. Anyway, whoops. So that trap 450's done. Put this in there. Wow, it barely fits. 650 might not fit. That's okay though. I can do that one later. Or add more water. Kind of. be good. Alright, let's see if it's 6. Oh no, that was the 650. Okay. Wow, my bad. Let's see, this 550 will fit in there just fine. And by the way, if you're doing closed jaws like I was, for the 450, or for any trap, but I was doing it for the 450, you might want to put like a stick or something in between the jaws, because it's surface tension. It's going to be hard to break, especially on the bigger traps, like a number 3 or something. You might want to do that. I didn't do it because it's a 450, and I also kind of forgot, to be honest, but it's okay. Okay, a nice coating of wax. I'm just going to turn off my... Okay, turn that off. And it might get a little dirty. I mean, that's okay though. That's just rust. You can wash it off. But, yeah, as you can see, there are my traps. And, that's about all you have to do. I don't think I'm forgetting anything to tell you guys. I mean, you just saw me do it. And, pretty inexpensive. That's all you need for wax on traps. Like, this is all you need. This is a pound of wax, odorless trap wax. If you're into that, you can maybe see. If it'll focus. There you go. On there, got it from Cabela's. I think they have it at Walmart. I mean, depending on what Walmart you have. Mine didn't. But that's okay. And just need something like that, especially if you're doing a small scale. But if you're doing like 20 traps, 30 traps or whatever, you can get like a really big container and be boiled. And put your traps in that way. And you can, for that, you can use like probably half of that and it's still half of this and it still work. I mean, that's a pretty good amount. And that's about all you have to do. And dyeing them, it's basically, basically the same thing. You get your water to boil, and then you put the dye in, you stir it around, make sure it kind of dissolves in the water, and then you dunk all your traps in, leave them in for like an hour, or close to that, around an hour, and let them soak up the dye, and then they'll be like black, or I guess whatever color. Usually they're like really dark brown and black, and they'll look really nice. And a nice dyed wax trap looks really cool getting put into the ground. And so yeah, that's about all you have to do. Thanks for watching, guys. Okay, guys, so here's the finished product. I will pull out this one. If you can see the water, I put a little bit of water on it to test it. It actually beat it up. So that means that there's a good coating of wax on it. And you can kind of see there's a piece of wax right there. So these traps are officially waxed and they look good. And I'll make sure that they keep clean, that they don't, my water bucket's a little dirty, but it's fine. That they don't get contaminated again, because that would be the opposite of what I want. So they look good. Thanks for watching.